I've got no idea how old this little chalk pit is. It could be 200 years old, or it could be 5,000 years old. Not really a walk today. I'm just out for a nice little leg stretch. So I'm at the bottom of Blows Downs in Dunstable. Now this bit of the downs, this little outcrop of the hills, I reckon is probably the bit that gets closest to the town centre. I mean, you can hear the town centre in the background all the time, along with the cows. This little bit of the hills, I don't come here very often because it backs onto what's probably Dunstable's dodgiest estate, and it's not far from the border with Luton either. But there's a bit of history going on this little corner of the hills. I'm standing on some cultivation terraces at the moment, which could be anything, I guess, from Neolithic through to Iron Age. They're very obvious. Let me just show you this one down here. Very obvious one here, right down at the bottom of the hill. Goes off in the direction of town. And up there's a couple of burial mounds. Here they are, look, on the edge of the hill. A couple of nice prominent little burial mounds overlooking the industrial estate. There's the cliffs off at Houghton Pit. I didn't expect to see that from here. Not a bad view, if an urban one. You can really see here how the town sits into this, well, it's a combe, isn't it? It's a valley or a combe that Dunstable was originally built into, between these two spurs, the one I'm standing on, and then that over there is Dunstable Downs. Up there's Kensworth Quarry and Mentmore Spring. And there you go, this is where the town just creeps off to the south between the two hills and then stops. It's a good view. I've forgotten. I've not been here for a long time. I used to come up here occasionally as a kid, because when I was in the Cubs, I used to go to Cubs just about there. Yeah, just about there. And we'd come up here for little expeditions and projects and things. So that was the original old Dunstable. But then, of course, you know, somebody went and built all this rubbish as well. There's not really any distinction these days between where Luton ends and Dunstable begins. Now this little plaque here, in memory of, I don't know who, a local bloke called John Rafters, who was a friend of Blows Downs, died in 1996. Somebody's made this little plaque for him that shows all of the sites of special scientific interest visible from the top of Blows Downs. We've got Kensworth Quarry, Dunstable Downs, Tottenham Knolls, that's Tottenham Castle to you, Houghton Quarry, Sundon Hills, Galley Hill and Warden Hill. Every single one of which I've got a video about. So that's nice to know. I've inadvertently visited every SSSI in the area. I'm quite pleased with that. I'm not going to be up here for long. I'm just having a little leg stretch and a bit of fresh air, testing things out, because I'm back at work on Tuesday, supposedly. I'm just having a little trial run to see how my joints are doing. Zed, by the way, cheers for the Tiger Balm recommendation, Zed. I find that stuff does actually work pretty well. I mean, it's no instant cure for arthritis, but what I find it does do is on the muscular side, on the rheumatic side. I don't think it really helps with the osteo stuff, but on the rheumatic side it does seem to ease the pain a bit, so I've been using it on my neck and shoulders. I prefer that Tiger Balm in a way to the ibuprofen gel, because with the osteo stuff the pain's so deep down in your bones anyway, I don't think the gel really penetrates. And like this morning, I knew my right hip was going to give me trouble, and it is. So before I came out this morning, I slathered about half a tube of that stuff all over my right hip, and it's made absolutely no difference to the pain. I'm just walking around with wet pants. I don't know if many of the people living on that estate down there know about it, but there's quite a large Roman settlement under your houses. There was a villa and a farm. Yeah, so it's a shame it's such a busy town these days, and it's just spread and spread and spread. It's got no character anymore. But actually, that is a really interesting old historic town down there, Dunstable. It's just far too busy for me to go filming, but Henry I founded it. So there's a lot of very old 12th century stuff going on that Henry I himself set up. And one of the things that he had, over this side of the hill facing towards Luton, there's a road called Jean's Way. Not Jardine Way, I'm getting confused, it's Jean's Way. Now under Jean's Way used to be Henry I's jousting ground. It would appear that he came here mainly for recreational purposes, because he had a hunting lodge and a jousting ground. Now let's just make our way to the edge of the hill, and I'll show you the big flat plain that he used to do it on. I'm not going to go scrambling too far. It's a bit out of sight, unfortunately. I'm not going to go walking too far today, but just to give you an idea, if you can see that flat area down there, which is now a sports ground, it's basically that, just a little bit further to the east. That's where he used to do all of his jousting contests. Can you hear that buzzing? Well, that was an enjoyable little jaunt, and I made it back to the car without getting my camera robbed, which is always a bonus. Hopefully next weekend I might be in slightly better condition to do a bit more of a walk. I've got loads lined up. I'm just waiting until I'm feeling a little bit more supple. See you later.